journey from Phuket to the destination of Phi Phi Islands may be taken for granted as routine and straightforward these days, with fairly large and modern boats quickly filling up and quickly crossing the Phang Nga Bay in only about 90 minutes. But during the monsoon or rough and windy season, sometimes the journey can be quite an adventure and take a bit longer. The bad weather we have had recently does not seem to put off the many tourists, mainly young backpackers and couples, who scramble on board the boats. It is perhaps a good idea to get there early to grab the best seats, either in the air-conditioned rooms or on a nice day to stretch out on the sun decks, for all the seats or spaces are taken up. The ferry boats usually start to leave port at 8:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., sometimes rather like a race, with 3 or 4 departing at the same time, and they steam out of Phuket Bay at full speed to head due east towards Phi Phi. Sea Angel Cruise Company, having a big boat, or should we call it a ship, 42 meters long and 7.5 meters wide, with a capacity of 519 passengers, can sometimes take on other passengers from other small boats, which is a good idea to save fuel and maybe lives or accidents, as the small speedboats could easily get in trouble in a rough storm. It claims to be the fastest one too, at 20 kilometers an hour, reaching Phi Phi in only 80 minutes on a good day with a tailwind. We whizzed past the islands of Koh Tapu, Koh Mai Ton, Koh Dok Mai on the starboard side, and soon arrived at the southern Phi Phi Lay Island at Maya Bay, the most photographed bay in Thailand, if not Asia, if not the world, ever since that famous movie The Beach was filmed there. The cruise ship made a quick stop and turned to glimpse its inner beauty, tempting passengers to grab some photos or come back later on a private trip. These kids were enjoying the journey and the views for their first time. Then the ship circled the dramatic cliff sides and caves of Phi Phi Lay, which is still a national park and treasure of the kingdom, before heading into the occupied and developed Phi Phi Don Island and glide into Tonsai Bay. Most boats anchor on dock at the small pier, which is still due a redevelopment and expansion to cope with the sheer volume of tourists and cargo, but fortunately no cars go there yet. Our journey back from Phi Phi at 2:30 p.m. was a lot more eventful, or should we say rocky. On a bad weather day with high waves and wind, the ferry ride can be very bumpy, but we were safe and rocked and rolled on a steady pace, well ahead of the other boats. But the waves did not calm down until we came into Phuket Bay under the shade of Koh Saray. It was a bit of a relief to get off onto terra firma at the pier. Warakana Jutanavaro, manager of Sea Angel, told us that they always take safety seriously and have enough life jackets.
Some days, sometimes you be rough. There's the big sports. I think safety everybody, and life jacket and the staff can take care of everybody.